Elon Musk is one man in many. At 48 years old, he is an engineer, a technology designer, and a booming entrepreneur. Off the boardroom, he is loving father to 6 kids. His latest bundle of joy arriving in 2020 is practically productive everywhere. He also jointly runs 5 of his companies in his attractive work portfolio. How does he manage to balance all these aspects of his life? Let's sit tight and unmask this riddle. While everybody has a structured daily routine, regardless of whether you work or go to school, men like Elon must productively utilize their time without even a minute to spare. This is down to the various and ever-urgent responsibilities awaiting him 30-60 days a year. For people of class, success starts with the time management. While you nag and turn against the alarm bell, billionaires can barely wait for the morning to get started, meeting after meetings. In a previous interview, the tech guru said he gets 6 hours of regular sleep and wakes up by 7 a.m. That automatically means he retires to bed around midnight. And against the norm of majority, Elon usually skips breakfast so that he can kickstart his ever jam-packed schedule. That means the only thing he does after waking up is have a quick shower. Before leaving for the office, he takes about 30 minutes to respond to urgent and relevant emails. The email he receives replies determine how his day at work is going to be. So after going through them, Elon must change to his diary where need to be. I would imagine the look on the other student's face when Elon pulls off the school compound. And he is the person who drops his 5 kids to school every morning after sorting the emails. I mean, how they feel stepping out the car design, delivered and driven by their father anyway. Despite his status and popularity, Elon's morning schedule dropping his kids off to school as well. The billionaire would then drive himself to work. From the school, for a man who constantly multitasks, running Tesla and SpaceX side by side, when he says he works 85 to 100 hours a week, we have nothing to say but accept. After all, the result of his work hard, and all over the place, others causing traffic jams, while others take off the skies to visit space. As a lead designer, Elon spends 80% of his time in the office, trying to come up with a new design. 20% he uses to conduct face-to-face boardroom meetings. To make this possible, getting him on the phone would be unfruitful adventure. The man is not quite a lover of this communication tool. He prefers communicating via email, not just a normal one, as in obscure email address that prevent unknown predators from jamming up his mailbox. This leaves rooms for only essential emails to get him. A unique way Elon adopts in his daily working routine is how he divides his plan into 5-minute slots. Each slot is designed a specific objective. It helps him cover more areas in the shortest time possible. After all, goals without a plan, while all this remain a wish. And Musk understands that more than anybody else. Elon Musk spends Monday, Friday and part of Saturdays working at SpaceX. Spends an average of 40 hours spread across these 3 days. That is the standard working time for any employee in a week by labor standards. The rest of the day, he spends at Tesla trying to figure out the next best design of automobile to develop. Here he spends 42 hours working in just 3 days. That's 14 hours a day. Let us accept Musk is a workaholic, with his schedule as tight as it seems. The business magnate and philanthropist still finds a few hours to visit his non-profit organization OpenAI project. When it comes to lunch, the billionaire can only afford 5 minutes to spare, most of the time in the middle of meetings. Elon Musk's busy schedule provides an insight on how to be successful, but it is not for everyone. For productivity's sake, he plans and executes this day without missing an inch of it, and this is the only way one man can manage to keep track of 5 companies. Busy day in the office, all day, all week, but after work, Elon still has an hour or 2 to attend other needs. He usually attends work dinners as much as they are not directly related to his duties. They serve as vital spots of networking. Musk also confesses to only working in the gym twice a week, in hour session each. He finally gets home, and the brilliant engineer often keeps his brain on the check. by reading a few pages of his favorite books, among them The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien and Benjamin Franklin in American Life by Walter Isaacson. For the few people who have rubbed shoulders carefully with Elon, most of them confess that he has one of the most brilliant they have come across. Around 1 a.m. in the night, he goes to bed till 7 a.m. Then his routines restart. The weekend serves as Elon's free time. Even though he spends a few hours at SpaceX on Saturday, the better part of the day and the entire Sunday, he's a free man from official duties. He spends time with his children, catching up and asking questions about schools. He also a big fan of video games, which he plays with his son. Elon is a big fan of games such as Overwatch and No Man's Sky. 2017, during an interview by Glassdoor's magazine, when asked about what he does in his free time, Elon responded, "Burning Man, playing team first-person shooters with my kids, movies, hanging out with friends, and occasionally wild parties." It seems our guy is not as dull as initially thought. He also tweeted back in 2017 about red wine. Vintage record and ambient. A little red wine vintage records some ambient and magic. And his red wine went free. The tech billionaire also enjoys baking cookies, at least going by his Sunday tweet back in 2016. He asked his million of fans on Twitter Sunday morning to bake or not to bake cookies. That is not a unique question. Definitely bake. We can conclude that maybe his culinary skills are as amazing as his engineer skills. Who knows other things that South African American does in his short free time? Include traveling to new destinations with his friends, a huge Star Wars fan, or the futuristic entrepreneur spends his hard-earned billions spotting and buying properties he feels fits in his plans. Did you know Elon Musk has never received a paycheck from Tesla, despite spending better part of his life building it? He declined his $56,000 annual salary and worked for free. He owns 4 multi-millions palatial homes in Los Angeles, which
and the
he
news
is counting
comes Musk
himself. Puts 2 homes
and
and decides
decides
which one is better suits in his legend's need. Back into the college, Elon's and his roommates returning house into a disco so he could use the proceeds to pay rent. Elon Musk doesn't enjoy so much luxury as other people of his status would. His children and his plans are his main priority. As an admirer of Benjamin Franklin, Elon Musk must have adopted his quote, "By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail." Despite his evidently busy schedule, he still finds time for his family. However much we may be busy, times always remains essential. Elon, through his routine, has also shed lights on how to avoid unnecessary distractions when at work by filtering his emails flows and switching off his phones, most of them. All these sacrifices are all aimed towards obtaining maximum productivity. By working out and frequently reading, Elon keeps his mind and body active. This is required for one, to keep up with the weight rate he adheres to. It also seems like there's no specific time. He sits back and does absolutely nothing. He is always committed. Billionaire like Elon turned their routine into habit, and the patron stands as their primary gateway to success. To be as wealthy as Elon's is, a great deal of discipline and commitment should always be the driver's seat. The body and the mind should always read from the same script, all day, any week. Much he expects a lot from himself, all the world hopes a lot from him. He remembers well that too much work without play will definitely make Jack a dull boy. That's why he tries to split his time and have a bit for fun with family and also friends. Most of Elon's inspiring thought revolves around the need to start a productive day in the morning. My favorite being, if you wake up in the morning and think the future is going to be better, it's a bright day.